Welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be talking and reacting to Jinjer Hedonist. This is the one-take vocal performance, and this was super freaking fun. Obviously, from the timestamp on this, you can see I have a lot to say about it. So we're just gonna jump into it. Let's freaking go.
And joy in grand refusal of all the pleasures, right and wrong. I crave all pleasures, mine is pain. Let's have it my way, let it be no pain or gain. Drowning in wine, my cup I refill, indulging in desire. Love is so brief, I bask in delight, my opulence, my gift.
Okay, that section there with the guitar where it goes, I think they literally just did it. It was like, wah, wah, boom, 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 boom. And that kind of like lower, kind of thick sounding, guitar just sounds sick. It sounds sick. Obviously, Jinjer is very freaking talented. And I feel like well, obviously with this one, like, we haven't scratched the surface, I feel like. Because we've just started, for one. But we got to hear some of her beautiful, clean vocals. And then even, oh, that was the core. That was a chorus. Okay, interesting. For I think it was whether it was the post chorus or the last like couple verses of that chorus, she added a bit more of that grit into it, which sounded lovely. And I think it's always cool to see these, one take vocal performances, because it's just. Obviously we all hear the studio version and we hear the live versions. But when it comes to, obviously the studio version is all cleaned up and presented very perfectly, and then you have the live versions, which yes is about the song and the vocal performance, but it's also about like the show performance as well. So it's different than these one take vocal performances, because these ones are literally just about the vocals, like the camera is just sitting on the artist, obviously in this case Tatiana, and you're also getting to hear their vocals more, because obviously when you're in a live setting, you're gonna have the crowd, you're gonna have all of the sounds around you, including the band, obviously, but it's just different. And so these ones are always really cool to listen to, and to watch too, because you also get to see kind of like what they do to kind of get to where they go, in a sense. Like I always, the couple vocal takes, one take vocal performances that I've listened to that, have harsh vocals. I think one of them was Spirit Box Circle Me, I believe it was called, or something like that. And it was just really cool to see how her physicality actually changed when she went from, clean vocals to those harsh vocals, and how that kind of has a bit of a shift. So it's just cool to see that, like that kind of stuff as well. But let's keep going.
That's my gift. Let it be no pain. Let it be no pain. Oblivious sleep from dawn till sunset. Just indolence and peace. I feast on all of that. Awakening brings hunger. Desire so intense. Unquenchable thirst of pleasures minus pain.
Deprivation in exchange for immortality, or unlimited resources of ecstasy, have killed the fear of death and God. But I am far from standing next to decide. I'm not a theorist, I'm an expert in the science of vegetation. I'm a stranger to restrictions and my purpose to existence. Yes, to taste all the delicacy of life.
The kind of happiness.
Okay, so also too, like, that was so fun. But another thing that I like, it's cool. Like I said, kind of, I kind of knew. I'm like, at some point she's probably gonna go into harsh vocals. So you kind of did see a bit of that shift in like how she kind of held herself. But then also which is lovely, is that she really like enunciates while she's doing those harsher vocals. So you can actually hear a lot of the lyrics through those harsh vocals, which I always really, really appreciate. And just too, like, the way that she kind of, like, obviously some of the harsher vocals, she has her mouth kind of like more closed, but even in that last moment where she was like, live, and it kind of like rolled forward and out, it's just kind of cool to like, because I don't do harsh vocals, so like I can't say the techniques for that, but it's just purely like super interesting to watch kind of how you make a musical choice on how you're going to perform a certain piece, but also like how the definition that they put on one word versus another, and then also how they kind of make it like round, or they make it really deep, or they make it like, it's just kind of, you get to play with the words, and it's always such an interesting thing to watch, especially for people that just freaking love music, you know. We're just gonna go back here a second. I went back like 10 seconds. I lied. It wasn't a few seconds. But looking at the lyrics, my darling, what a point in postponed joy, in grand refusal of all the pleasures right and wrong. I crave all pleasures minus pain. Let's have it my way. Let it be no pain, all gain. Drowning in wine, my cup I refill. Indulging in desires, I crave all the thrill. Life is so momentary. Oh, sorry, not monetary, momentary. Love is so brief, I bask in delight, my opulence, my gift. It almost like, the song is called Hedonist, and it's obviously talking about someone who is indulging in the fruits of life, you know, and kind of being like, you know what, I'm only here once, let's just go balls to the walls, you know? But the way the lyrics are written, it almost makes me think like, kind of like, you know, like there's the 7 sins or what have you. And it kind of almost gives that vibe of like, she is characterizing this person, entity, that is just indulging, you know? Okay, and then obviously the song is literally called Hedonist. I wanted to just double check that that it meant the thing that we are talking about. But basically, hedonist is a person who believes that the pursuit of pleasure is the most important thing in life. And so the song is definitely about that. I'm just gonna let it be no pain, let it be no pain. Oblivious sleep from dawn till sunset, just indolence, sorry. Just indolence and peace. I feast on all of that. Awakening brings hunger, desires so intense, unquenchable thirst for pleasure minus pain. So again, it's all about minus pain, no consequences. Deprivation in exchange for immortality or unlimited resources of ecstasy. I've killed the fear of death in God, but I am far from standing next to Desad. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, okay. I mean, Desad generally, or this is from Google. It might refer to the Marquis de Sade, an 18th century French writer and nobleman known for his libertine philosophy and sexually explicit, often violent works. His name has become an adjective, sadistic. Okay. His writings and worldviews which explore themes of sexual perversion, power, and the absence of moral constraints. I am far from standing next to Desad, he says, though. Or not, he says. I'm like thinking of this song as like an entity already. I've killed the fear of death and God, but I'm far from standing next to Desad. I'm not a theorist, I'm an expert in the science of agitation. I'm a stranger to restrictions, and my purpose to existence is to taste all the delicacies of life. Okay, let's finish this up. But this is pretty freaking cool. And again, it just feels like the lyrics are so like character-y in a sense. It's super fun.
Yeah, my purpose to existence is to taste all the delicacy of life.
The kind of happiness, of pleasure quintessence, bottomless delight is a nature human right, of pleasure quintessence. Forget a consequence.
Deterrent as an enemy of life. My God, reveal, but the hunger remains beyond the thrill of your insistence. Now sadness of sanity is bred I'm feasting on. I've been searching for something new, but the margins never clone. A blessing.
I get some black.
A crown curse.
Oh my God. YouTube ads. Oops. My cup I refill, but the hunger remains beyond the thrill. A yearning sustains, now sadness of satiety is bread I'm feasting on. I've been searching for something new, but the margins never grown. Okay, super freaking fun. Obviously, she's quite talented. I can't believe I talked for 14 minutes about a 3-minute video. But here we are. Sometimes this happens. I feel like I said pretty much all that I wanted to say with this. Yeah. I think I said all I wanted to say about this, about the characteriness of the lyrics, about how fun it is to just watch a one-take vocal performance, because you're really getting to focus on the vocal performance. So it's just really cool to see that, and to also just see it like real up close and stuff, just to see, how the body language changes and all that stuff. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this reaction. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you cutie patooties in the next one. Bye, y'all.